At Jantar Mantar in Delhi, a 59-year-old engineer has not eaten since the 28th of June. Sonam Wangchuk built ice stupas so Himalayan villages could drink. He inspired a movie character half of India can quote. And he is now 3 weeks into a hunger strike. Not for Ladakh, but beside the young members of Cockroach Janta Party, a Gen Z political movement holding a sit-in over how India runs its exams. Their demand? The education minister's resignation is theirs to make, and this film takes no side on it. But the reason they are there belongs to everyone. This year, India's biggest examination was sold before it was held, cancelled after 23 lakh students had written it, and reconducted under military escort. Over the next 10 minutes, how the leak machine actually works, who leaks, who buys, why a law written to stop it didn't, and what it costs the one person who never appears in the FIRs, the honest students. To understand why this exam keeps getting attacked, look at what it is. NEET is the single national gate to a medical education. This May, about 23 lakh aspirants, 551 cities, 14 overseas centers, one paper, one afternoon. It is run by National Testing Agency, a body created in 2018 to conduct India's mega exams. Centralization brought standardization. One syllabus, one merit list. But it also built something engineers dread, a single point of failure. One leaked paper doesn't compromise one center or one city. It voids everyone, everywhere at once. And the price behind that paper is a doctor's career, decades of income, and status compressed into one rank. Concentrate that much value in one document, and the document becomes a target. That's not cynicism, it's economics. May the 3rd, the exam is held. Within days, a so-called guest paper, which had circulated on messaging apps around coaching hubs like Sikar before exam day, is found to match the real paper. Not vaguely, but up to 120 questions, concentrated in chemistry and biology. The alarm wasn't raised by an agency dashboard. It was raised by a school teacher, a Sikar chemistry tutor who sat down, compared the circulating material with the actual paper, question by question, and reported what he found. May the 12th, the National Testing Agency cancels the exam. 23 lakh attempts, the 5 a.m. revision, the mock test years, the travel to centers, void in a press release. The CBI takes over the same day. Within weeks, it has arrests across 7 cities in multiple states. Here is the uncomfortable finding at the center of the case. Investigators did not trace the leak to hackers or to a broken strong room. They traced it to the paper's own preparation chain, the translation and subject expert stage, where real questions pass through the real hands and legitimate access. Among the accused, police say are coaching-linked professors and even an expert appointed by the testing agency itself, who, by the investigator's account, memorized the questions she had lawfully seen, shared them onward, printed material on a school computer, and burned her handwritten notes. Every person named in the case is an accused, not a convict. The trial will decide. But the structural lesson doesn't wait for a verdict. The wall didn't fail. The people inside the wall did. And that is why the exam security is so hard. You can escort a paper with guards and GPS. You cannot escort a memory. Once loose, the paper became a product with a documented price. In the CBI's account of money chain, one middleman bought the leaked paper for 10 lakh rupees and sold it onward to candidates at 12. 12 lakh rupees sounds insane for a photocopy until you price the price. A medical seat is a lifetime of earnings. Against that, 12 lakh is a discount, and desperate families know it. That's the demand side no security system can arrest away. The market even has counterfeiters. In the panic before re-exam, police arrested men running channels that promised the new paper for money, with no paper at all. When a trust in the system collapses, even the fraud gets fraudulent. And the honest student scrolls past all of it at 2 a.m., wondering if the student behind them at the center has already read the questions. If this feels familiar, it should. In 2024, the same exam produced the same storm. Leak allegations on the same day, Supreme Court petitions, a nation of aspirants refreshing news feeds. Parliament responded with a dedicated law, the Public Examinations Act of 2024. Up to 10 years in prison, fines up to 1 crore for exam malpractice. 2 years later, by the CBI's own finding, the racket behind 2026 had already compromised the 2025 paper and then leaked this year's anyway. The law existed, the leak happened through it. Why does deterrence fail here? Ask any economist. Punishment only deters when getting caught feels likely. When a paper passes through dozens of legitimate hands, detection is rare. The prize is enormous. And one insider's memory is invisible. 10 years on paper loses to 12 lakh in hand. Laws raise the price of leaking, they don't remove the reason to. June the 21st, 22.8 lakh students sit the same exam again. What the government did to protect that day is the most honest admission in this whole story. It blocked Telegram nationwide for nearly a week to choke the channels where leak rumors and fake papers spread. The platform challenged the order and the Delhi High Court upheld it. And it flew the question papers to centers in Indian Air Force aircraft with the defense establishment looped into the exam logistics. One state ran free buses so aspirants could reach their centers. The opposition called the airlift a band-aid over institutional failure. The government cited logistics and June weather. Read it either way. The picture is the same. For one afternoon, India treated a question paper like a nuclear code book. A system that trusts itself doesn't need to. Now the other side of the ledger, fully. The exam was cancelled within 9 days, a brutal call that protected the merit list. The CBI moved fast. 13 plus arrests across 7 cities. The education minister publicly acknowledged a breach in the command chain. His words. And announced the big structural bet. NEET goes computer based from 2027. The testing agency has told the Supreme Court it has overhauled its security, even as the court hears a plea to restructure the agency itself. Will computer based testing fix it? It genuinely helps. Large randomized question banks mean no single paper to steal and multiple sittings to dilute the prize. But experts add the honest caveat. The leak can migrate upstream to whoever builds the question bank. The 2026 leak, remember, came from the inside the preparation chain. Change the format and the same insiders sit at a different desk. The machine, in other words, is being repaired by the people the protesters no longer trust to repair it. The gap, not any one exam, is what the fast at Jantar Mantar is really about. Count the honest students' ledger for 2026. A year of preparation aimed at May 3rd, voided by strangers. 7 more weeks of held breath for June the 21st. Studying through leak rumors about the re-exam itself. Fees refunded? Yes. Time? Never. And underneath it, something harder to refund. The suspicion at every center that the rank list measures money as well as merit. That is the weight Sonam Wangchuk picked up on June the 28th. Fasting beside the Cockroach Janta Party's sit-in, he has lost more than 8 kilograms. A petition in the Delhi High Court seeks his hospitalization. Opposing leaders and public figures have begged him to stop. His answer has not changed. Don't ask me to end my fast. Ask the government why they won't even have a dialogue. A nationwide solidarity fast has been called, and a march to parliament timed to the day the monsoon session opens. As of this recording, the government has not responded. The demand for a resignation is the movement's. Politics will settle it. The demand for a dialogue is harder to argue with. So the ledger. Established, 2026 paper leaked from inside its own preparation chain. It sold for lakhs. The same network, investigators say, had already reached the 2025 paper. And it all happened after a law was written specifically to prevent it. Real and fast, the state's response. Cancellation, arrests, and admission, and a format change coming. Undecided whether computer-based testing closes the hole or moves it. Whether the agency is reformed or replaced. Every individual's guilt, which belongs to the court. What's not undecided is the pattern. 3 years, 3 compromised papers, 1 law, 0 restored trust. Systems don't lose legitimacy when they fail once. They lose it when they fail the same way twice and answer with silence. Sonam Wangchuk spent his life proving a strange proposition that with enough patience, you can build a glacier in the desert. At Jantar Mantar, he is betting his body on a stranger one. that a system which keeps leaking can still be made to hold water. The students of this country are watching which freezes first, the fix or the dialogue.